Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Wednesday night and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. It is Wednesday night. Usually I do these streams on Tuesday night, but I got kind of like sidetracked yesterday and wasn't able to make it. But I appreciate you guys tuning in on this off day. Let me turn this camera, this light here on. Sometimes I forget the lighting stuff. But yeah, it is Wednesday, and you might recall, like if you guys follow my posts on the community tab, I forgot to like you know yeah, so like I forgot to like mention like do another post that said that I had decided on what I'm going to work on tonight. I'd asked you guys to kind of like chime in and let me know what you guys thought I should do, kind of like as an appreciation of your patience for me having to bail last night. So a couple of ideas were thrown out there. They're all great. I'm going to get to them all eventually. But I did settle on doing Bear because that's kind of long overdue. I think Kid mentioned Bear, drawing Bear. Bear is my dog. She's an adorable dog. And I haven't. It's like one thing that I've been neglecting to do. I think I did a picture of her once, but it's been like so long. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. It's gonna be in that new style that I've been working on. So hopefully that's cool with you guys. If not, just hang out and chat. That's totally fine. And I'm just gonna hop to it. Sorry. Yeah, so as you can tell, I kind of like rushed to get things ready today, and I'm not like fully prepared, but that's okay. We'll make do. I don't know what's up with this lighting situation. It's fine. Um, so again, the style that I've been doing lately is that I put down like watercolor, kind of like base painting, and then I come back and draw over it. Yeah, Bear's been waiting for this for a long time. She keeps popping in. I know that most of you guys, you're just here to watch Bear anyway. So without further ado, I'm going to start drawing Bear. Um, I think I'm going to start with doing some fix-ups. So sometimes when I do this undercut like watercolor thing, there's some things that I need to adjust. Like here, I neglected to kind of like fill in this place, and I kind of need that to build the mouth. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of dabble with this underpainting just a little bit. Yeah, sorry I'm not making much sense tonight. I am a little um, sidetracked. Basically, I just finally got everything set up so that I could do this. I like to start these pictures like at least an hour in advance, so that I have time, but I just didn't have time tonight. So the ink is still wet on this, so to speak, the paint. So anyway, need to fill in that gap so that I can kind of build up because she's got a little bit of white in her snout. So build that up. I think I'll add a little bit more up here and just kind of bring that around. So even though the theme here is like green going into like purple, I'm going to use this blue as kind of like a little extra color that I can work with. So it's basically going from like cools to warms. Cool colors into warmth, cool color into warmth, if that makes sense. But yeah, Bear has been waiting on this for a long time. She's so jealous because, like, I don't know, Guinness is easy to draw. So I often, Guinness is my other dog. So I often draw Guinness and then I just don't draw a Bear. That sucks. All right, so now I'm kind of curious if I can just jump in. I'm not gonna bother too much with his nose yet, but yeah. All right, I just wanted to make sure that I could come over that with this white pastel pencils. I'm using my Derwent pencils tonight, just because I couldn't get all my other ones squared away. My other ones have kind of gotten a little dull, and the process for sharpening these pencils is a little time consuming. So I just went with these Derwent ones. I like these Derwent ones. They're so nice. My other ones are kind of like cheap pastel pencils. So I kind of like use these just for special occasions, but it's Bear. We like Bear. So anyway, I do appreciate. So I was trying to like get it out, but like sometimes I stumble over my words. I do appreciate you guys chiming in on the kind of like an informal poll about what I should draw tonight. I think I'll do more of those in the future because you guys gave me some really great suggestions. Like somebody mentioned a giraffe. I haven't done a giraffe, and I don't think I've ever drawn a giraffe. Somebody mentioned an elephant. I have done an elephant before. Um, but it's been a while, and I think it would look kind of cool in this new style. But I haven't done that. Um, Somebody mentioned a Wendigo, which is kind of cool. That's like a It's like a cryptic kind of Bigfoot kind of character. So I think I will do those. Sorry. I don't know what happened to that lighting. Usually things are all set up. All right, we're going to get this picture done. I know I'm all over the place today, but we'll get this picture done. So how you guys doing? Got Kevin in the house. We got Because I Can. We got Kid in the house. We got Rome Dog. Give you guys all a shout out. Yeah, Because I Can mention the Wendigo. I think that's kind of cool. I saw a book once, and I forget the author, so don't like quiz me on that. I can look it up if you're interested. He did a series of cryptid characters. So he did like Mothman, Bigfoot, Chupacabra, all those for like a book, like a coffee table book. And I don't want to steal his idea directly, but I also think that's a really cool idea. Maybe not like a book or something, but just like a series of them just for fun. But they turned out really nice. Like I was pretty impressed. I think he did ink. So like I would do like a different style, a different medium or something like that. But yeah, just like a whole series. Yeah, and a platypus. I would love to do a platypus. I love platypuses. Um, I don't know like what the plural of a platypus is. Is it platypod? Maybe? Hey, Kinsley loves puppies in here. Nice. Kinsley mentioned a corgi. I definitely want to do a corgi at some point. Just because those are adorable creatures. I think I did one at one point, but it was like so long ago and probably in an unrecognizable style. So that's the thing. It's like some of these things I've done before, but like they were done in like something I don't even do anymore or something like that. Bear's got the most beautiful eyes. First off, Bear's an adorable, sweet puppy. She she just like fills me with like warmth every day. So happy to see her every day. She's so happy to see me. I was looking for a picture to draw of her, and I didn't have any recent ones. And what kind of sucks is like she used to have like a bandit mask or something, but over time it's gotten a little white and it's not exactly as like a bandit mask anymore. So like a lot of my pictures were out of date. So I had to really think hard on which one to do. So eventually I just took this picture today. So this is Bear today posing for you guys. She's gonna be she takes a nap when I'm doing these drawings. I think she's going to have a tough time if I keep mentioning her name. So try to keep that to a minimum. I gotta do better about starting these streams. Like I go to start the stream, I always feel like a deer caught in the headlight because I'm not I'm not a public speaker by nature. Um, so like once I hit the stream button, so you hit the stream button and then you have to hit the go live button. So there's this two-part process, and I start by hitting that stream button, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is fine. And then I go to hit that go live button, and I just completely lose my mind. I completely forget what I was going to say. I lose my train of thought. And I imagine every single time I start these things, to you guys, I sound like a blubbering idiot. But I appreciate you guys not giving me grief over that. You guys are very nice to me. Just like Paris. I'm late because I had to I had my phone in my room and I forgot to grab it. Oh, that's cool. Well, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate all you guys being here. But yeah, the Wendigo thing. So like, I'm not 100% sure which one a Wendigo is, but I am into like all of those type of things. I've heard the term Wendigo before. Um, for some reason, in my mind, it's like one of those shape shifting things, like a skinwalker or something like that. I don't really know, but I have heard the term probably from X Files. It's just been a long time, so I'd have to look that up. That and like Chupacabra and all that jazz. I'd have to look up all these different ones, but I would love to do a series. I don't think I have to wait until like Halloween either. I think that can be anytime. Maybe this summer or spring or something. Yeah, exactly, Rome Dog. Brain white. It's like, I mean, I don't know how else to describe it except like a deer caught in the headlight. Like, you should open your mouth and say something, but you can't remember what it was. Like in my mind, I need to write a script. That's what I need to do. I need to write a script for each of these, so that I'm not so tongue tied and all that at the start. But yeah, so like in my mind, I've got this perfect thing I'm going to say. I'm gonna tell you all about how I couldn't make it to like the last live stream, so I asked you guys what to draw. You guys told me bear, and that's what we're drawing. It's great. See, I can say it now, but as soon as the camera starts rolling, I'm like, "Hi, my name's Jeremy, and I don't know what day it is." I mean, most of the time, I really don't know what day it is. I have to think about it for a second. I mean, it's not my fault. You know, how often throughout the day do you stop and think, what day is today? No, you don't usually do that. You just go about your business, you know? I've got a little calendar that I keep on my computer. I use Google Calendar. I don't know what you guys use, but I use Google Calendar to kind of keep track of tasks and appointments and stuff like that. I don't need to know what day it is. My Google Calendar tells me what to do. Like if somebody says, "Hey, can you meet me for something?" That goes immediately in my calendar. Otherwise, I'm just gonna forget about it. Rumdog says you're good, actually good at hosting. Thank you, I appreciate that. I disagree with that, but I appreciate that. You're very nice. Wendigo is a Algonquin is Algonquin. I can't pronounce that. Algonquin folklore. Okay, I had heard about it before. That's not like Native American or anything like that. That surprises me. I thought it was a Native American thing. I'm gonna have to look all these up if I'm gonna draw. I am Jeremy, my man crushes Harrison Ford. That is true. That is true. I am. So speaking of Harrison Ford, here in 9 days, he's going to be the Red Hulk. So I am super excited about that. I am going to go see it. Just because Harrison Ford then. I mean, I would go and see it anyway. I watch anything Marvel, and I actually like Sam Wilson as uh, something McKinsey something. I forget his name, the actor who plays him, but I really like him as the replacement Captain America. So I would go and see it anyway. But it's double bonus that they cast Harrison Ford in it. I think that's going to be cool. I don't know how well it's going to do. Captain America Jeremy will be there. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know how well it's going to do in theaters. Usually they put things in February if they don't think it's going to do well. Um, but I'll watch anything they put out. I feel like people have gone from loving everything Marvel to kind of being overcritical of it, and I wish people would just get back to like, oh, it's a lot of fun. Let's have some fun here, because I think it will be fun. You know. It's just that like it's a big red Hulk. It's how seriously should you take these things? But yeah, like Harrison Ford, like I'm surprised he's still acting. I think he's pushing 90. I don't know how old he is, but he's up there, and he's still busy. He's still doing action films, which is weird. It's kind of like tough to imagine him as an action film star, but like when they did Indiana Jones 5, they kind of wanted you to think he was like 70 or something, being this character running around doing things, and or even 60 maybe. I don't know. Like it was a tough. It was tough. He's he's too old to be doing action films. I don't know why he keeps doing action films. Like, settle down. Settle down. Do some old person role. I like Harrison Ford. I want him to stick around. He needs to stop overdoing it. All right, we're starting to get a face in here. We're starting to get some of Bear's personality. I like it. But again, the process is like I go in and I do this watercolor kind of to like lay things out and kind of figure out where things are going to be, but also give it this kind of softness that I can build upon over it. And then that makes the job of like putting in her that much easier. And then it's just kind of like building up layers, like soft layers. Again, back in the day, Bear had like this raccoon kind of face to her. I really should have named her Bandit because she had a bandit mask. I'm kind of sad, and I probably wouldn't think about it except that I'm drawing her now. Like just to see the white in her face, that's kind of sad because she still acts very much like a puppy. Kevin says the Algonquin people are indigenous people from the Canada area. So you're not wrong. Oh, okay, cool. I now I kind of want to do one of these cryptic characters. Like I don't know which one I would start with. Wendigo sounds cool. I mean, just because you requested it, I would because you can, I would probably start with the Wendigo, but I wouldn't want to stop there. I would want to. I have done a Bigfoot. Um, Probably not the best I can do at Bigfoot. I would kind of want to give that another shot. But yeah, I love all these characters, and the fun thing is like that would be a fun stream for us to talk about these characters while doing it. I think that would be cool. In case you don't notice what I'm doing, sorry, I'm doing it kind of off camera. So I'm actually taking my blending stump, and instead of using the pencil directly, I'm just grabbing some pastel off of the end of it, and I'm using that kind of softly with the blending stump. So it's like a way of getting this like underlying base fur in there. Now I could have done this with the watercolor and stuff like that. I kind of just use the watercolor to throw down some like cool colors and everything. I don't really do like a lot of the building of the structure of the animal through the watercolor. Although I could, it's just not how I do things. Just because I don't know, I'm more of a pastel artist than or more of a drawer than a painter. So just kind of want to get some of this stuff in here now. I was just like hitting this in nice. Yeah, I like that you guys are interested in these things as well because we can actually have a decent conversation about this stuff. Basically, if there was something on X Files, I'm into it. If there was something on X Files, I don't watch everything sci-fi, but if there's something on like that's science fiction or creepy or like just kind of like I don't know. Like, I mean, I've said before, like, I don't know if I believe in all these things. Like, I don't know if I believe that there's a Bigfoot running around, but I still think Bigfoot's cool. I would still love to talk about it. I'm not 100% sure that I believe in aliens, but I think there's probably more likelihood that there's aliens than there is Bigfoot. But I love these stories. I just love talking about them because I grew up on X Files. I grew up on X Files and I grew up on like Star Trek and I grew up on like Twilight Zone, things like that. So these things have always been something that I'm always drawn to, whether I'm actually into it, whether I believe it or not. I'm into it. Uh, so like anytime you guys want to talk about that kind of stuff, especially the alien stuff. I used to know a lot about the alien kind of pop culture stuff. So like I used to read those books that talked about like the government research on like extraterrestrials from like the 1950s and stuff, like Project Blue Book and Project Sign and all that stuff. I used to know all that stuff. I probably don't remember it all now, but I think if somebody said something, it would probably ring a bell. And unless Bigfoot is an alien, that is a very popular actual theory. Yeah. Some people think Bigfoot might be an alien. They think, well, so okay. So here's the problem with Bigfoot. The problem with Bigfoot is the world's getting a little bit smaller every day. It's tough to it's tough to point to any place and say, oh, that's where Bigfoot could have hung out. Now, I'm not willing to say that that's impossible that there's Bigfoots out in the woods. It's just human beings, they go all over the place and stuff. It seems like if there was a Bigfoot out there in the woods on a regular basis, we probably would have captured one by now. Um, but like we haven't, right? So like then the question is, okay, all right, so what if Bigfoot or Big Feet? Do you call it multiple Bigfoots Big Feet? Anyway, what if these guys were out there, but not all the time? Like they were just out there temporarily, and then there's the question of well, where they go when they're not out there? Like, and that the theories on that just kind of like go all over the place. So like you have theories that Bigfoot lives in like the underworld or something like that, and he comes out like he lives was it the Morlocks or something from um the time machine story, the creep, the ones that lived underground and then came up and basically like tortured everybody. Um, so some people think that yeah, Hollow Earth theory. There you go. Bigfoot's like live underground, right? And then of course if they're not underground, where else could they be? They up in the sky, right? So the theories range from down in a hollow earth all the way up into alien territory, up in outer space and stuff. Some think they're interdimensional travelers, so like they live between in the space between spaces. I don't know. I have no idea. Bear is looking adorable, says Kinsley. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bear is adorable. She's just such a sweet dog. She really is. She's probably she's probably the sweetest dog I've ever had. I've had some dogs that were super nice, but then sometimes they're just nice to me and they're like terrible to everybody else. Bear is Bear is sweet to everybody, and she's wondering why we keep talking about her. Um, she is sweet to everybody, and she's such a sensitive dog. Like she is always scared. She's like somebody rings the doorbell, she just basically runs up and starts hiding. Um, and she's a big dog. She should be able to like handle herself, but she is always afraid, and that's kind of sad to me. Um, let's see, one second. I'm always forgetting to grab a tissue for my nose before I do that. I need like a box of tissues, but anyway, I'll use paper towel. That's okay. I'll regret it later. But yeah, she's a super sensitive dog. But she is fun to draw. I should do more pictures of her. I think I've done two. Hey Tom, how's it going, man? Hollow Earth theory, the Bigfoots guard the hole to the caves under the in the inner earth. Yep, that's the story I heard. Um, a lot of these stories are probably just because they can't think of any reason. Like you look around for Bigfoot, you don't see him, you have to make up excuses why you can't. So I feel like some of these stories are probably that. But you never know. You never know. I am not. So I'm pretty agnostic on most things. Like I think that there are actually limits to the amount of things that we can know individually and also as a species or like just people living in the world. Like I feel like there's always this veil, and uh, we can't peer past the veil. Like there are limitations in what an individual human being can know. Like I know that the Earth revolves around the sun, but I only know that because I've been told that. I have no direct access to that knowledge. So there's limitations to things that people can know. Um, you kind of have to trust um, the books that you read and your education in school and stuff like that, which I do. I have no reason to doubt that the Earth revolves around the sun, but I recognize that that's a limitation in my knowledge. It's not something that I can directly apprehend. I mean, I can look at shadows and stuff as they move around and kind of figure things out, same as the original scientists do. But I didn't do that. I'm taking their word for it. I kind of feel like those gaps in knowledge and stuff kind of apply to a lot of things. So it just kind of just makes me an agnostic person. Like, I don't know if Bigfoot exists. I like to think about Bigfoot and I like to think that they do exist, but I don't know. And I'm comfortable saying that. I'm comfortable saying I don't know on most things. In fact, I pride myself on my ability to say I don't know because there's a lot of stuff I don't know. But she's got these adorable, expressive eyebrows too. I hope I do it justice. I really do. So I like these Derwent pastels because they're so soft. They're super soft, and when they're soft, that means that you can kind of like go over other stuff. They become kind of opaque, which is good. All right, so I'm liking this so far. All right, I am going to finish up this eye so that I can call it in. Live in the mountains and I live in the mountains and I think I made out with a lady Bigfoot one. Oh, never mind. That was my ex. I was like, what? Maybe your ex was a lady Bigfoot. Maybe she just didn't tell you. Yeah, she's got these beautiful brown eyes too. Like, I think I'm gonna be able to do these justice. I had a it is. Yeah. But yeah, I like all that stuff from like X Files and Star Trek is totally not X Files. I'm just saying that like I'm down to talk about any kind of like theoretical stuff, any kind of weird supernatural stuff. I like that's the kind of stuff I like watching as far as like movies go and stuff. Like I don't know, like Black Mirror type stuff. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that show. It is incredible. Yeah, Bear is beautiful. Thank you so much. She is going. Don't tell her that though. It's going to go to her head. She's a very vain dog. She knows she's beautiful, and that's why she pops in. She want like if she was a human, she would want to be like I don't know, like a TikTok star or something like that. She'd always be like on that app. She would want like I should start a page just for her where she can have followers and stuff. She would love that. Guinness doesn't care. Guinness is not out to get any kind of like accolades. Bear is. Bear would be like, "Where's all my likes?" Speaking of which, make sure you like for Bear's sake, because I'm gonna tell her later how many likes she got, and if she doesn't get enough likes, she's gonna be upset. She's gonna cry. She's got these beautiful eyes. Hopefully, you guys can see where they're going here. So as far as like drawing eyes and stuff, you kind of want that glassy look, and pastels are really good for that because you can blend them super well. Um, you just kind of blend one color into another, kind of build it up where you have like lighters on top of darkers, and it's kind of like the opposite of like working in watercolors, surprisingly. So watercolors, you work from lights to darks just because they're transparent, so you have to kind of do it that way. Pastels are not that way. You can put down some dark, and as long as your pastel soft enough and you take care with it and stuff, you can put white over the black like I did with the eye the reflections there. um, so it makes for this really cool kind of like three-dimensional kind of glassy eye, or like liquidy eye, um, which is something you really want with these animals because it's all about the eyes, like a puppy dog eyes. I mean, there's a whole phrase for it. You get the puppy dog eyes, like you want to give this dog treats just because she's staring at you. Like I used to read Rome's YouTube comments to him, but yeah, so like my dog's like that. Um, you know, Sometimes she sleeps through these things, but other times you guys have seen her. She pops up, especially at the end. She wants to say hi to you guys before she gets, you know, goes out and stuff. Yeah, she would be one of those people like, I'm ready for my close up if she was a human. She's adorable that way. She deserves it too. Like she knows she's cute and she knows she's cute, which is a powerful combination that just completely goes to her head. So this eye back here, these ones are always a little bit challenging because they're kind of like off to the side, and you don't want to draw too much, but also you don't want to like just kind of make it like I don't know, like a blob that doesn't make any sense or something. Let me get some dark areas in here because I need to come back over this with some white. Again, she used to have like all black around her eyes, but now she's got this white. I got to get all that stuff in there. It's sad. It makes me so sad for her. I don't know how old she is. I mean, I'd have to think about that for a bit. Like, I've had her most of the years that I've lived here, but I really can't recall how old she is without looking back at like old pictures and stuff like that. So this is an example. This is a really soft pastel, right? So like even though I put all that black in there, but I embedded it into the page by blending it into the page, um, I can come back over that black with that white because it's so super soft, and it just all works. That's what I love about pastels. Um, they're they are easy to layer. They're easy to blend. That little lighter kind of thing I just did over it. You can do that. So just works really well together. I like it. Do you think? Oh, hey, Hooli. Sorry, I didn't mean. I didn't realize you were in here. Um, Hooli says Bear wants bacon. For real, she loves bacon. Actually, she's not that picky. She'll eat anything. Guinness has gotten pretty picky over the years. Like if you feed him the wrong treat, he's not taking it. So like I'll give him some dog biscuits, and he'll wait to see if I have something better before he eats it. He's like really weird like that. Bear doesn't care. Bear will eat anything out of your hand. She'll eat real bacon. She'll eat fake bacon. She does not care. She just eats it all. Huli says, "Do you think you make art out of your loved ones a little extra pretty?" I mean, I try. I do try because like I'm not giving this picture to anybody. I'm going to keep it, so I do try to make it like nice. But to be honest with you, like I try to put my all into every picture I do. Regardless of who it's for or why or anything like that. I'm constantly in this competition with myself and other artists. You guys might understand this and feel the same. Um, but like I don't compete with others, right? So like I don't look at my well, I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time entering contests, so like maybe it would be different if I did, but I don't. So I can say that I don't spend a lot of time competing with others on my art. So like I look at other people's art and I look at their dogs that they've done, and I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful dog and stuff. I like that dog. I don't look at it as like I'm resentful of their ability to draw that dog. I just look at it as like that's a pretty dog. Um, so I'm never in competition with others. That said, I am 100% always competing with myself. I am always looking at my pictures and I'm like, man, I suck. Or, man, that looks nice. Or, I wish I could do that better. Or, I bet you I could do that better. Or, um, I bet you if I spent more time on it, I can do that better. Or, man, I wish I had the right tools. Or, I wish I had the right pencils. Or that kind of stuff. I'm always having those conversations with myself in my head. So yeah, I do feel like I try to put a little extra pretty into the dog, but I try to do that with everything anyway. Um, it's not like it's not like Bear special when it comes to like that because I tried my best with everything. I really do. Um, that said, it never, like it's never guaranteed to work out. Sometimes I do a pretty picture, sometimes I don't. I mean, them's the breaks. That's how it goes. I do find that it's easier to draw a picture if the subject matter is pretty. That's the same with human beings as they are with dogs. Bear is a very beautiful dog, so it's a lot easier to draw than if I was drawing an ugly dog or a dog that I'm just not into or something like that. But I find that's true with like all things. Like even when I'm drawing a person, I want to find a photogenic person so that it looks nice regardless of how bad my picture looks. Um, I'll draw an ugly person and stuff, but that sounds terrible to say. I'll draw an uggo. No, but I always, whenever I draw a person, I look for things that I find, attractive about them, and I try to emphasize that. So like, if I think that they have a pretty eyes or, pretty hair or something like that, I'll try to emphasize that anyway. So I guess it's kind of the same with dogs. Um, with Bear, it's easy because her eyes are so pretty, and most dogs' eyes are pretty. So I kind of focus on the eyes, but she's just adorable anyway. How are we doing on time? I don't want to spend too much time on this area, but this is a good area to focus on. Because for Bear, this is her moneymaker. This is like the area that just kind of shines on her. It's just adorable. Get all of that. I guess I could have just blended it with my hand. So the reason why I do that, so I put in the smudge area, right? So like it's kind of a mid-tone. You got the background color from the watercolor. I put in this like little smudge here, and you know, like I might work back and forth on it and stuff, and then smudge it out. But the idea is that that gives me an area to just kind of like come in and put little subtle hairs over, and that's kind of an easy way to do hair. I wouldn't say easy, but it is a way to do fur on a dog. So because that's there, I can come back over with darker areas and it looks like I'm putting in fur that's kind of like going into it. And then also I can come back over it with white, hopefully. And the same, like I get like little white hair highlights. It's kind of hard to see because my camera's not that great. But yeah. Huli says, my brother and his family love their charcoal of Marty. Oh, I didn't know that was Marty's name. That's awesome. Thank you again. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for letting me know that because, like, honestly, to me, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about for me. If people like my work and they enjoy it, then I feel like I did something special in life. Like to me, that's what it's all about. It's like I don't know. Everybody's got their thing. Um, there's not like a lot of things that I can do in life. I have I'm like the opposite of Liam Neeson. Is that his name? Yeah, I think so. Um, but it's like I have a very small skill set. I have a very small set of skills. They're not that robust. There's not like a lot of skill there. It's just that you know I do what I do, and if people respond to it and they enjoy it and stuff like that, that's awesome because that's me trying to get back to the world. I guess I don't know. Yeah, Geppetto's diving into the bourbon. Kinsley says, "Of course, you are so talented. I appreciate that drawing so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, you guys are very, very generous. I appreciate it. Some little highlights in this nose. But see, that's what you do. So like that's the process. So like I come in, you know, I had that's bear right there. Yay. I had some color. Generally I'd smooth it out. And then I kind of come back over it with some highlights. And you know, that's how you like here. Not a lot of definition to this nose. I put in this like little highlight, catching his nose underneath. Or catching her. Now we've got a nose that's starting to look like a nose. Extend that out, bring it around. You know, it looks like magic. Whenever I watch other people do it, it looks like magic to me, what they're doing. But it's really not. It's just thinking through and looking at the reference picture and trying to translate the reference picture over as faithfully as possible. And just knowing, like honestly, the things you have to know to do this kind of these drawings is probably pretty limited. There's probably some unconscious thinking of stuff that I do behind the scenes. Like I always get really nervous on the watercolor background, because that is kind of loose, and I don't have much of a plan there. It's just throwing paint on the paper, but it always seems to work out, or generally. I haven't had this restart one just because I made a mistake on the background watercolor. Um, yeah, this is Geppetto, by the way. So like we gave my little stick puppet a name. Like if you're new to this channel, that's what they're talking about when they say Geppetto. Bear's getting cuter by the minute. I agree. She started off cute though. In real life, she's super cute. But yeah, so like the things you have to know to do this kind of this art is not that complicated. It's basically 3 layers at least. Now you can go further if you really want to, but you're really dealing with 3 layers. One of them's done for you, And you know, it's not exclusive to this kind of art. It's just the way toned paper works anyway. So like I'm toning the paper and with the watercolor to begin with, but you know, this could just be toned paper off the shelf that you can get at like you know, Hobby Lobby or something like that. And the idea is that the tone becomes your base to work from, right? And when you deal with like a big smudge like this, it's almost like you're drawing from a cloud. It's almost like you're looking at a cloud and kind of like using your imagination of what that cloud looks like. In this case, the cloud looks like my dog Bear. But it's you're looking at that and then you're using that as kind of like a base layer, and then you're adding shadows into it and then highlights out. And then, you know, it's a little more complicated than that, but not really. Not really. That's basically it. And then from there, it's just a matter of like you practice a lot until you get it to where you feel like comfortable doing it. But those are the only real things that you need to know. You need to know that, you know, there's like shadows, there's highlights, and then you kind of have to figure out where in the planes of the paper or the planes of the art you're at. And, you know, anybody can do this. You guys can do it. You can do this. You don't think you can do this? Give it a little while, and you'll see. Like here, I'm just kind of smudging some stuff that's still stuck on my thing, and I need to get some more of these. These are starting to get worn out because I do kind of sand the paper beforehand so that it works kind of like sandpaper, so that these things stick into it. But I'm just using the pastel that's already stuck on this and just kind of like putting this in. This is exactly the process I was just mentioning. Um, you know, you've got the base watercolor, you're kind of coming back over it, creating a layer of smudge, which is going to be like your mid-tone. Um, you got like these like little whisker lines that come out, so I'm going to try to get those in here as well. Hey, okay, Larry, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, Bear's looking great. Or I think so. She's just a cute dog anyway. It's kind of hard to mess up a picture of Bear. It's like low hanging fruit. Because she looks adorable, your picture is going to look adorable. All right, so I get all of that in there, right? It's all smudged out. It's perfect for, um, you know, kind of coming back over. Let me pick this one. Kind of coming, hopefully this will work. Yeah, so you get some highlights in there. They're kind of hard to see, but slightly different color over that. And then white over that. Very carefully. But you just kind of take your time with it and stuff. You get like kind of a semblance of realistic fur. And then, you know, your bigger areas that aren't so fine, you can come back and use the thicker stick pastel to kind of get some fur in there. That's the science, guys. That's all there is to it. Basically, you can stop the stream now because I don't have anything else to teach. Now it's just conversations about Bigfoot. I mean, that's really the process already. All right, so we got that in there. So that's looking cool. All right, so there's like darker areas through here back from when she used to actually have a raccoon mask. So I got to get those in. Same process. Take a darker one. Now this, there's like a lot of dark areas, so kind of rough that in real quick. Same up here. Now, in this particular style, you have a bit of a challenge where you are looking at your picture and you're deciding, well, what do I want to leave in from the watercolor base and stuff? Because like there's some cool style in here. You don't want to cover all that up. And then how much of it do I feel comfortable like going over? I feel like for this one, largely have to come over it, but I still want some of that stuff, some of that watercolor stuff to show through just because it's part of the style, you know? So you apply this like little dark area, smudge it out, and then over that, you add little highlights. And it kind of just all kind of blends together. And you get semi-realistic. It's hard to speak when you've been drinking bourbon. Semi-realistic fur. There you go. So she gets this like little realistic fur look. And then, like there are some detailed darker areas as well. So you kind of want to get those in there. Little splotches of dark fur. Because she's not that old, she still has some puppy in her. Not all white, which is good. Be sad if she was all white. Guinness is older than her, and I hope they stick around for the same amount of time because they are kind of like a pair. You don't really get Guinness without Bear, and you don't really get Bear without Guinness. They're a pair. They're brother and sister, and they're like also best friends. They spend all their time together. Um, they sleep together. They hang out together. They eat together. Everything they do is together. Like this dog would be devastated if Guinness wasn't around. So I kind of hope that they stick around together for as long as possible. Hopefully forever. I know that's not really realistic, but that's my hope. That would be cool. If I had one wish. Was your door messed up, Larry? Larry lives in swamp ape, skunk ape. Sorry, skunk ape territory. So like, if you want to talk about like cryptids, there is a version of Bigfoot that lives in um, Florida, like Central Florida, I think, actually, called skunk ape. It's kind of like Bigfoot in terms of lore. It kind of like pops up the same as Bigfoot does, but it kind of looks more apish, I think, than some depictions of um, Bigfoot. But it also gets its name from being apparently like really smelly. It smells like a skunk. So there are different versions of Bigfoot out there. I think there are. You got the Yeti in over in like Tibet. You've got the Yeti, the Himalayans. You've got skunk ape. You've got probably some other versions. 46 degrees. Yikes. Actually, that's not that bad. I don't know what it usually is where you're at, but around here, 46 at night isn't that bad. It's nighttime here. I don't know what all of you guys are dealing with, but here it's nighttime, and 46 isn't that bad. Although it's been warm. It's been pretty warm, so around here it's not bad, but also it could be better. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. I need to get the tongue in there. How are we doing on time? Oh, okay, we're still like well under an hour, so we're good. Okay, so I'm glad I put this blue in here because that kind of gives me the ability to kind of work around that just a bit. Use this, I think. Force that a little bit. I should have done that more with the watercolor itself, but I didn't, so I'm stuck kind of softening it up with the pastel, but that's all fine. All right, let's see what are good colors for that. Sorry. Start with this color. Tongues are tough for me on dogs because they have colors that I don't really have in my palette so much, and I kind of have to mix things and try to get the approximate color. And I'm just not very good at that. I wouldn't say I'm terrible at it, but color is not my strong suit. Like I can make a pretty picture in color, but mixing colors, color theory, all of that stuff, I'm just a novice when it comes to that stuff. Uh, I can hold my own, I guess. Like I can make something that looks decent, but if I try to make something that matches something exactly, like I've seen some people, they are so good. Like they'll put like paint on their arm, and they'll like mix paint on their arm and match their skin color directly. Like I can't do that. I mean, most people can't do that. That is actually a really cool skill that they've got. Makes for a great video too. Like when they just start throwing paint, like paint, like they could throw paint on your arm and mix your skin color right in front of you. I love that. I've tried to mix paint colors and I can pull it off a little bit to a degree, but some people just intuitively or at least have spent some time learning how to blend colors. Like I bought acrylic paint in the red, yellow, blue, white, and black just to practice paint. Like it's only like $1 or $2 or something like that a bottle of it. So it's really inexpensive. So I bought it just to practice, and I was doing pretty well at it actually. Um, you can use those colors to mix any color in the world. Uh, you probably learned that in school, but I am just going to re-emphasize it. You can use those colors to mix any color in the world. And some people, they don't buy different colors. Like I kind of rely on the different colors being in my box, but they don't do that. They just sit there and whip out those colors and just kind of make their own on the spot for their paintings. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's a cool skill set. And then there's actual color theory itself where you like what colors actually work well together. Um, you know, basically science at this point. That's something you can learn. That's something that I have not yet learned. It's something I'm working on, but these colors work well together. So I'm on my way. But yeah, so they'll look at something like this and be like, oh, it's too cool. I need to introduce some warmer colors and stuff, and bring it back to like a warm, like when you're drawing a dog like bear, you need to do warm colors. It needs to be warm. Now, I also use some cool colors in here to kind of give it a contrast, which I think is cool. But yeah, when drawing bear, she needs to come off warm because she's a very warm dog. But yeah, they know all that stuff. I mean, you know, if you go to school for that kind of stuff, I mean, that's what you're supposed to learn. So like when you get an A or whatever, it's because you learned color theory. I didn't do all that. I skipped. I did not go to school for any of this stuff, so I'm behind. But I'll get there. I practice. I practice like a couple of times a week. I it pays off. My pictures now or my drawings now are way better than what they were like even a year ago. So just keep practicing. You'll get there. That's what I tell myself. We'll see. Lots of colors in this tongue. Just because I don't have the exact color, I have to kind of mix these a little bit and kind of play around until I get to where I want it to be. It's kind of hard to see in this because there's like a lot of yellow to my lighting, but these colors are kind of pink-ish. I want them to be super soft because their tongue is soft and wet. Their tongue is super wet. She likes to lick everything. Like if I'm sitting there watching TV, She'll just start licking on me for no reason. Hey Lorraine, how's it going? I'm checking with my friend Iguana to see if they have big feet. Nice. Yeah, we're drawing bear tonight by request. I wasn't able to make it on last night, so I kind of threw out the invitation out there to like, hey, suggest to me something. Kids suggested this one. There were a lot of other good suggestions, and I will probably get to every single one of them eventually. But I had to pick one for tonight, and I'm like, oh, bear's overdue. I haven't done bear. So that's what we're working on tonight. I think she's turning out all right. Got a little bit of work here to do, but we'll get there. But yeah, Captain America, Valentine's Day, 9 days away. I am absolutely going to go and watch that. Again, I will watch anything that Disney puts out. I'm not a big fan of Disney, the company. Like, they're probably lightweight evil, but they just happen to own the properties that I care about. I like, not, and that's not to say everything that they do is great. Like, it's not. I mean, they deserve the criticism they get. But I will watch anything Marvel. I will watch anything Star Wars, and at least give it a shot. And I don't like all of it. I really don't. Like, I don't like Acolyte. I don't think that was a good show. I don't like Secret Invasion. That was not a good show. Um, and I feel like they got the message on that. Like fans had told them that please don't make more of this crap. Let's make something else. But I also kind of, like I've mentioned this before, I'm kind of invested in them doing well because, like, if they don't do well, they're not going to create more of the content that I care about, right? So I will go and show support even for a bad movie that they make, just because I kind of want them to I don't feel like I need to protest if they make a bad movie. So like if Captain America happens to be bad, right? Like if it just sucks, I will still support it, even though it sucks, because I want them to make Doomsday. I want them to make Secret Wars. I want them to make other movies later on down the line. So even if they make a bad movie, like I didn't really care for Marvels. Like I thought Marvels was kind of like there's too many plot holes that didn't make a lot of sense. Um, but I still support it just because I want them to make Captain America and so on. So anyway, I'm a loyal supporter, even though they don't really deserve my loyalty. Like since Endgame, I think everybody on the planet saw Endgame. Since Endgame, they've really been struggling to find their footing, and it sucks. I wish they would because I get a little nervous that they're not going to be able to create more good movies because they keep producing bad movies. Like Superman comes out this year. If you guys haven't seen the trailer for Superman, oh man, that looks awesome. I am so looking for like not just Superman, but Superdog or is it Superdog? Crypto, whatever. I think it. I think it's Superdog. Super Puppy. I don't know. But yeah, crypto's in it and all that stuff. I'm really looking forward to Superman this year. That is going to be a good movie. Um, get a little bit of yeah. Actually, go with this. I don't know if this is the right color. Yeah, no, that's not light enough. Okay, I'll go with this. See if I can kind of lighten this up with some white. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just lightly and, you know, softly adding a little bit of light over this. Because that's how you get three-dimensional looks, you know. You got your dark areas, come back over with some lights, highlights and stuff, and it starts to look three-dimensional. You start getting a three-dimensional mouth in here. There's some teeth in here too, but there's not like a lot of detail to the teeth, so I'm just going to kind of put in a little bit of white just to kind of give you the idea that there's teeth, but there's not like a lot of shadows in between them, so it's not like there's a lot to do there really to convince you that the I've talked about this before, but your job as an artist isn't to draw a pretty picture necessarily. It's you've got one job. Your one job is to pass along information. Okay, you need to convey information. You're in communications. That's what you are. You're communicating to the viewer something, and whatever it is. So, like in this case, I'm communicating to you that this is a dog, and that's job number one. I have to communicate to you that this is a dog. Job number two is I have to communicate to you that this is bear, right? So it has to one look like a dog. Two, it has to have a likeness of bear. Those are my two jobs, right? But my main job is communication. It's my job to communicate to you something, right? And as an artist, that can be a number of different things that you're communicating. Like you could be communicating like an emotion. You could be communicating some sort of message. You might have like some sort of like political message in your art. You may be trying to convey like like nostalgia, or in my case like adoration. You know, whatever it is. Whatever it is doesn't matter so much as it does that your primary role is that you have to you have to be good at conveying these things. If you can't convey these things, it really doesn't matter because like the viewer's not going to get it. Um, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yes. So the question was like, how much detail do you put in? Well, just enough detail to convey the message that you want, right? So like there's enough detail in this to convey that this is a puppy dog. There's enough detail in this to convey to you that this is bear. If there wasn't, then my job's not over. I'm still working. You know what I mean? That's my art philosophy. Um, you're basically like a communications person, and your job is to your job isn't over until you've done all that you can to convey whatever it is that you're trying to convey. So I don't get to call this quits until it looks like a dog and it looks like bear, which I think we're okay. I think we're okay on time, and I think we're on the right track as far as meeting that goal. And that's all art ever really is, in my opinion. That's why I'm saying this is like my kind of art philosophy. Is you look at something like Mark Rothko, like I've talked about my favorite painting up in Cincinnati. The one I think about most isn't the Rembrandts they have up there. It's not the Van Gogh that they have up there. It's not any of these other paintings that arguably I like better. The Sargents as far as like portraits go, or they even have Jade Sharp, who does amazing landscapes of the American Southwest. None of those are the ones that I think about when I think about that art museum up in Cincinnati. The one that I think about up there is the Mark Rothko, which I remember seeing as a kid, and every time I go there, it's still there and stuff. Is it great art? I don't know. It's not my kind of art, but it is something that captures my attention, and it's abstract expressionism. It's just a feeling or an emotion or something. I don't even know what emotion I'm supposed to feel from it. It's just that's what I think about every time I think about going up to Cincinnati to the art museum. So that artist nailed it. They were able to convey that thing to me. And that is just an emotion. It's not like they're trying to draw a dog or trying to draw a person or anything like that, anything recognizable. It's just you're supposed to feel something from it. And I don't even know what I'm supposed to feel from it, but obviously I'm talking about it, so it works. But yeah, that's what art is to me. You know, you got some sort of thing that you're trying to convey, and your job is as a communications person, you got to convey that. You got to you got to communicate it. And that's actually hard. You know, that's harder than actually learning how to draw or any of that biz. You know, it's like how do you communicate things? You know, obviously I'm not the best speaker. I'm not the best communicator in other forms and stuff, but you know, with some practice, I can learn how to communicate a dog to you. I can say, hey, this is what my dog looks like. Hey, Coopart, how's it going? Kinsley asks, what breed of dog is Bear? She's just a mixed breed. I got her from, she's like a rescue dog. I got her from PetSmart. They were doing you know, like an adoption day. And I went down there and there were two dogs in there. She had her and a brother, and I felt bad separating them, but you know, that's just the way it goes. I couldn't take two of both. But there was her, and there was another dog that looked just like her, but didn't have the markings on the face. And I'm like, those markings are adorable. So that's how we ended up with Bear. Um, I often think about her brother, which again looked just like her, but couldn't bring the other one home with me. Uh, but yeah, I don't know what breed she is. I think they said that she's a German Shepherd mixed with something else. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's got to be some one of those breeds that are like just super mellow and like loving. You know, like Labradors are always nice. You know, she's always nice. I really don't know. But yeah, mixed breed. Hey, Mama Q, how's it going? All right. I think we have enough of the face in there that, like, even if there's some like work I need to do, I can do it off camera. So I feel more comfortable moving on to like other. So also, I don't know if you noticed, but like once you have enough detail in there, you can come back, and I'm using this big, thick pencil, what's it called? Square pastel. I'm using this big, thick square pastel, and I'm coming back and I'm adding marks over it. And it doesn't matter that they're not fine detail. These marks that I'm adding are just like really opaque highlights that are just meant to like carve out things and stuff like that. And so the point is, once you have enough in there that conveys the dog, you can come back and you can add like these like extra marks and stuff. Sometimes I like to do that in other colors just to add like some visual interest. But yeah, you can add these blotches of color and stuff. And to me, I think that that helps because it kind of gives it this more painterly look, I guess. But yeah, now that I'm moving away from the face, I feel a little bit more freer to kind of get a little bit loose with my marks and stuff and make thicker, bigger marks. So that's a next part of the process, I guess. Is as you get away from the face, you can start getting a little more freer and looser with your marks. I hate wiping my nose with paper towel, but I always forget to bring you know, like tissues in with me, and I have allergies, and it doesn't matter what time of year it is, my nose is always running. Background is super fun on this one. Great look. Thank you. Yeah, I just love doing these backgrounds. They're so much fun. Um, all right, so I kind of want to get a little bit more yellow through here instead of just dealing with white. I'm gonna add that, bring that down through here. At this point, again, I don't really want to go too much into covering up the watercolor. I kind of want that to stand alone. But over here in the ear, there are some features that I would feel remiss if I don't get in there. So like I need to convey that the ear kind of like loops in a little bit like this, and then kind of comes back out, and then there's like a little bit of patch of fur there. There's some, and I'm just quickly kind of sketching this stuff in. It doesn't really matter because I'm gonna softly blend it out and then come back over it with some details anyway. So like even like when you're blocking in and with painting, which I don't do a lot, but I watch a lot of painters because I'm trying to learn. Um, I'm trying to learn how to paint before I paint, if that makes sense. But anyway, I watch a lot of painters and they block in like large swaths of color um, without worrying about the details and stuff. Like I am not worried about the details on this because I'm going to move some of this stuff around anyway with highlights over it. if that makes sense. So got that in there. Just kind of quickly blend this stuff in. A little bit with my finger, a little bit with blending stump. I usually only go to the blending stumps whenever like my finger's just too fat. So like up in here and stuff, my fingers are too big to get up in there in the crevices and stuff like that. So, and again, just use the pastel that's already on the blending stump, and then you can kind of get these like little soft like shadows and stuff like that in there. So it's really a great way to like pastels are an excellent way to draw pets or an excellent tool for drawing pets. And this particular style I think really conveys pets well as well. Pets well as well. Man, you are making a lot of sense tonight, Jeremy. You're on it. You're on fire with all of this like making sense. In case you don't know, I'm joking. I do not think I'm making any bit of sense here today, but that's all right. Not every day I do. All right, so you got all that in there. Now, next up, you got this bit going on here. Let's dig into it a little bit with some shadows. You know, so like I got that. Actually, you can probably go a little bit darker. Let me go with this. So we got this kind of light brown and lighter brown. Kind of go back in and just get some darker crevices in there because like you've got the lighter and the darker working together. You start seeing that it looks like fur. You know, it looks like how fur would look if you were you know, if you were painting it or drawing it or taking a picture of it or whatever. So it's not that complicated to make fur, especially if you're like doing a loose style. Like I'm not doing a photorealistic job here, but I could. You know, this is the exact same process for it. So like, you know, I come in and I do this, and then the only step different between this and doing something photorealistic is that I'm just gonna like go at it like a madman. I will do this, and then I will come back over it with an extra layer and an extra layer and an extra layer, and it just goes on forever. That's how you end up with your photorealistic pictures. This doesn't have to be. I'm going for like kind of a mix between photorealistic and abstract. I think the term for it is abstract realism. You don't really know because I didn't go to school for this stuff, but I think that's what I'm doing here. And you know, my particular art style does not require me to be like photorealistic. I'm not shooting for that. I'm just shooting for the minimal viable product as far as conveying to you that this is my dog bear. Not just a dog, but my dog bear. And it doesn't take a photo in order to convey that much information. And in my opinion, if you're wanting something that conveys that much information, just take a photo. You know, like if I was put like say my dog escaped, right? Ran out the door, ran away, said, I'm out of here, peace out. You know, Jeremy, you've been a great owner, but I don't like you anymore, I'm out, right? And I wanted to put up like reward posters for helping me find bear. I would not use this. I would use a photo. But I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to create art. And art to me is communication. I'm trying to communicate in my style, bear. And I'm trying to communicate to you Bear's smile, Bear's beautiful eyes, and things like that. As far as that goes, this is perfect. So anyway, it just really depends on what your goal is, what sort of art you want to create, which like, you know, some people really want to do photorealistic stuff because like they're like, well, that gets a lot of clicks on YouTube or whatever. It does. I ain't gonna lie. It seems like people who do photorealistic stuff do not have trouble finding subscribers or getting clicks or anything like that. I'm not probably that interested. Like, I don't know. It seems like it would take a while. So I can't say that I'm not going to ever create anything photorealistic like that. It's just, I don't have the time to do it. My goal is to create a pretty picture in under 2 hours on a live stream so that you guys can check it out and enjoy it, and then come back and watch the next one. So that's what I do. All right, I like that ear. That looks like Bear's ear to me. Maybe over here there's a little bit more, but I don't want to get crazy with it because I don't want to cover up the natural watercolor underneath. The watercolor underneath, I feel like needs to stand alone in this particular style. So I don't want to mess with it too much. So I will put in just smudge that across. All right, so you guys saw where I started with just an outline of the ear. I put in darker stuff to represent shadows. Gonna smudge that all in. Now I come back over it with some highlights and take on a whole new layer. So there's a ridge that kind of goes across the ear and just kind of comes down and just like really highlights the edge of this ear. And automatically, just by adding that, it's taken on a whole nother dimension. Like here, there's like a lot of shadow. You get to come in here, add a little bit of highlight to kind of like elevate some of that up. Over here, same deal, can kind of just come in here, put some shadows. I kind of want to be a little bit rough in this area because I'm away from the face, so like that kind of contrast in detail is perfect. So like in the face, you kind of want like a lot of fine lines and stuff like that because that's where you want the eye to go. Over here, you can get a little smudgy with it or a little blocky with it, I guess. Sorry, not smudgy. That totally means something different. You can get a little blocky with it. Creates that contrast that moves your face, your eyes over towards the main focal area. Get some strands of fur coming off of here. She is an adorable pooch. I am very proud to have Bear in my life. I was gonna say proud to own Bear. I don't really think of it as owning them. I feel like it's sharing space. I'm very proud to share space with Bear. She's a very sweet, adorable animal. I don't deserve her. And she probably deserves way better than me. Like, there's probably somebody out there who can give her bacon every day. That's not me. I don't think you should give your dog bacon every day anyway, but I'm just saying I couldn't afford to give her bacon all the time. So she deserves way better than me. But she's here. I'm happy she picked us. So again, through here, I kind of want to add a little bit of fur just so that you know it's there, but I don't want to cover too much up of the watercolor. I want the watercolor to kind of shine through. So I'm just going to kind of put a little bit here. Now, I'm not blending that out because I kind of want that to look a little bit rough. It'll kind of look like fur. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing okay. Bear wants her picture hung back on the wall where you took all the pictures down. Yeah, so I used to have a bunch of pictures back here. I'm still going to put those back up. I've just been lazy. The thing is, I started hating my art after a while. In fact, I've got a stack of art that I plan to burn. Like, literally burn that art because I hate it. So I hang it up. I look at it. I learn from it. I think about it and stuff. And then I hate it and I just want to get rid of it. Like, I literally can't stomach to look at it anymore. Just because I don't feel like it's representative of the kind of art I want to create or the kind of art I'm doing now. So I actually literally want to burn a bunch of art. I might do that. But yeah, so the thing is, I haven't decided what I want to put up. And then my new art, the stuff that I do like, I like so much that I kind of just don't want to put it up on the wall. I want to frame it. So I don't know. I'm a weird dude. I really am. I like all these thoughts go through my head and stuff. I want to put more art up. I just haven't gotten to it. So expect some more art to go back up on this wall at some point. I just haven't done it. But yeah, I appreciate you noticing that, kid. That wall has been bare for a while. Bare. Um, and it's not intentional. It's just like I haven't decided what I want to put up there or how I want to put it up. Like I don't want it just hanging out up there collecting dust or anything like that. You know, I want to kind of protect it behind glass, especially with pastel. You kind of need to do that. Um, because like say dust, like I mean, I've got animals and stuff. There's dust all over the place sometimes. Um, the if the dust gets up in here, it's not like you can dust this picture. Like it's literally made of dust. So you have to protect your pastel work behind glass. That's a proper way to frame or like to display pastel pictures. So I haven't done that yet, and one of these days I will. But yeah, that's the reason I haven't hung up, like, especially my pastel pictures and stuff. My pastel pictures really should be away behind glass. No, give it away. Don't burn. No, some of this stuff needs to be burned. I will show you some of this stuff. So you guys only see half the art I do. Like seriously, you guys see, stuff that looks decent. I won't say that all of my art that I do here on the live stream or post on the channel is the best art, but it is better than some of the art that I do off screen. So off screen, I do experiments. I do like, I do pictures that I think I may want to try on a live stream. I just kind of want to take a shot at it first. So there is I forget what it's called. But some kind of there's a style, there's a technique, sorry, not a style. There's a technique that involves using green as an under painting color for like a portrait, um, using green as like a solid color for developing all the tones. So by tones I mean shadows, your highlights, and so on, all in green, all in monotone color, and then coming back over that with magenta to create realistic skin tone. It's a technique that like Renaissance painters did. They did green underpaintings. I forget the name of it. I think it begins with an F. One of these days I'll do a video about it. But it is a technique that I wanted to practice and learn. Okay, so the problem is I did several people in green, and they all look like the Hulk, and I never got around to adding the magenta to make them look like real people. So there's a bunch of like green people in these paintings and stuff like that. Those are unfinished ones, but that's the kind of experiments that I would do off camera, so I don't look like an idiot on camera. Now, some of the stuff I do on camera is still looking like an idiot, but that's an example of one of the ones that haven't quite made it to the live stream yet. But yeah, so like okay, so like charcoal pictures, so they're black and white, they're all like one color. Imagine doing that where you have all the tones in black and white, but instead of black and white, it's green, and everybody looks like the Hulk. That's what it is, and like I said, it's a pretty cool technique. It works. Basically, you have this green, and then you come back with the magenta, and it develops into realistic. Not everybody's skin's the same, but depending on how your magenta works with the other with the greens and stuff like that, you can get many different skin tones out of it. Like not just like white dudes like me, but you can get like darker skin tones, all kinds of different variations of it. But I haven't perfected it yet, so I haven't really shared that with anyone yet. They're just a bunch of green dudes, like little green Hulk people. It's just fun in its own right. But then I've got some pictures that, like, I don't know. There's a subreddit where people ask to be drawn, like Draw Me subreddit, and sometimes I just pick somebody out of that and draw them, and especially early on. They don't look great. Never even shared them with the people that I was drawing of. It's just practice, you know. Like artists really shouldn't do everything perfect. Like you see sketchbooks on YouTube, like where people are doing like a sketchbook walkthrough, and you see these amazing finished works. That is not really what a sketchbook is supposed to look like. Your sketchbook is supposed to look like a bunch of trial and errors and mistakes and all of that jazz. Um, so that's what some of this art looks like. It looks terrible, and it will never see the light of day because it will burn. And kids like, do not burn that art. Put it in a storage bin and save it. Well, see, that's okay. So that's a great observation. Why not put it in a storage bin and save it? Why not keep it? Why not reflect on it 10 years, 20 years down the road? I'm not that guy. Um, I actually debated that in my mind. I thought about that. Like, am I that guy? Am I the person who wants to keep this stuff? Some of it, yes. I appreciate green alien experimental drawings. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I appreciate that I have some art from when I was like, I don't know, 5 years old and stuff. I think that's great that I have that. Not everybody does. I think about those people who had their house fires out in, California and stuff, and how they may have lost things like that. I appreciate that I have those things. I will continue to have representations of my art, whatever age I am. But that said, I don't need to keep everything. I don't feel like people are meant to keep everything. I'm a very, I'm like an anti-hoarder, to a sense. It's like I want to throw away everything, and like sometimes I just want to purge. I just want to get rid of everything and stuff and just start over. Um, I know it's weird, and it's not everybody's thing, but it is kind of my thing. Every now and then, I just kind of want to just want to start over. So I haven't done it yet. I may not do it. Maybe I will think about it some more and talk myself off that ledge. But right now, that's how I feel. I feel like some things are just kind of meant to burn. Just burn it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yes, Rome Dog. So I do believe in that. I do believe in documenting the process. So like documenting the growth of an artist, growth of my own art skills and stuff. That's kind of why I'm doing this YouTube channel. Um, you know, I do think that that's important. It's important to keep a record of your growth. That said, you don't need all of it. You don't need like a museum curates things. You need kind of like a curated collection of your growth or your journey as an artist. Um, I will always do that. I support that. I think that's great. Um, I think everybody should have that kind of documented journey. Again, it's largely why I'm doing this YouTube channel, to document my own journey. I'm not here. I'm not here for. Um, I'm here to hang out with you guys, but I'm also here to like kind of learn and document my process and just kind of grow, right, as an artist. Um, I don't feel like every video needs to be here for that, though. I don't feel like I need to preserve every single step of that. Some of it, some of it kind of can go away, and it's not like I just want to destroy all the bad art, although I kind of do. Um, it's it's mostly that like not all of it needs to be, like not all of it is representative of my work. There you go. Some of it's just testing, like I'm just testing something out. I don't need to preserve the test. You can toss that shit. Bye. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll do that. I like that idea, Rome. Maybe I'll stream it, and I'll be like, all right, you guys give a thumbs up. We'll do it gladiator style. You thumbs up if you want to keep it. Thumbs down if I should get rid of it. And I'm gonna put some rules on it. Like you have to say that some of them can be thrown away. Like you can't just sit there and say keep all of them. You have to actually judge. Okay. And you tell me whether or not I should keep it or burn it. And I'll do a live stream of this out in the backyard with the fire or something, and we'll do it gladiator style. And you guys vote to keep it or vote to kill it. I think that'd be fun. Get some whiskers in here on the bear. She's got the best whiskers. I think this is looking a lot like her. Like, I don't feel like I'm done. I feel like there's some room to grow here and clean up. I feel like a lot of it's there, but I don't know if it's all there. We'll see. But yeah, so like, I mean, I haven't done it yet, but I do think about that sometimes. I do think about purging these things. Uh, I'm not I'm not a very sentimental person, you know, really. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I go back and forth, but I think I am comfortable just like letting some things go, just toss it. And I think as an artist, that's healthy, you know. Again, like some of this stuff was just complete testing. It's not like I'm burning something that is a finished complete piece of work. It's it's something that never really was meant to be kept. But yes, I do need to get some art back up on the wall. That's an excellent observation. Jeremy's out back at the museum burning art. My next drawing. Yeah, I feel like people should just purge their stuff every now and then. You know. All right, so I'm pretty happy with Bera as she is. I think I'm going to get a little creative here. A lot of times, I like putting in colors that don't really belong there, just to kind of like add some visual interest. I've talked about this before. So I've already got some blues in here. I've already got some purples. I've already got some greens. So I kind of want to like maybe bring them into her face. And there are some spots, where I can do that. Now, it's not my reference picture. She doesn't have any blue in her face. But if I put these things in, they do kind of like just make her look more interesting. So this is something that I consider not an essential part of my style, but it is part of what I do, my process. I just kind of try to bring some of those colors in. So like I very barely got any blue, so it's kind of an accent color. Um, so if I just bring that accent color up into like strategically in various places, it kind of makes it look more cohesive, if that makes sense. Um, and then sounds like I have a jealous cat out there who wants to come in and see why I'm drawing why I haven't drawn the cat in a while. All right, so that works, and then same deal with probably got a green, a light green somewhere. I don't really have a super light green. Let me use this actually. So I'm going to use this like crazy fluorescent green here almost, and kind of do the same thing. So now I already have some green splotches and stuff from the watercolor and stuff, so like I don't really need to go overboard with this, but just like little green highlights instead of white highlights in the fur, kind of help make the picture cohesive. Um, so even like down here and stuff like that, just like little strands of, because it's almost like it's catching the light in a different way. So again, I don't want to overdo it, so just putting a few little swatches, and then I think I'll do the same with the purple. So I really like this purple down here. I'm going to use this sparingly because it does kind of like stand out. That purple is really bold, like compared to the greens and blues and stuff. But just kind of, there you go. Looks like the purple works best over the dark. So I'll just kind of put in a few little splotches of purple, maybe a little bit of pink, actually. Bear's a pink dog. She's a girl. She likes pink. Put a little bit of pink highlight in her nose. Maybe put like a little pink highlight on her nose. There you go. Just kind of cap that a little bit. I know you can't really see it in this light, but these things do make a difference. Let's see. I don't think I have a light blue. Yeah, let me go back to this. Just a little kind of, these aren't 100% necessary. I just think they're fun. Just cool, kind of cool little ways to spice things up. Um, I, towards the end of it, I do kind of go back and I look at like areas that should be white that aren't, and I kind of like want to reinforce those, reinforce some other lines maybe. Um, this looks like bear though. It really does. Maybe get some like this blue here and the problem is you can't really have white against white. You have to create that contrast. So if you're gonna have white in the lower lip and such a light tongue, then you kind of have to create this blue around it, kind of not as a halo, but just kind of give it something to stand against. And then now that I've got that, actually I'm gonna use this. No, that's not opaque enough. Oh, that is better. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see if I have an example. Give me 1 second. All right. This is an example of something I might burn. I am not happy with this horse. This horse looks like a sad little horse. This horse needs to burn. I will burn this horse. We're going to have some fun with that episode. Because you guys get to be the judge. So you guys get to decide whether that horse lives or burns. It's going to be basically like Jeremy Pyromania. It's like, what? No. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, like, you guys will be ultimately the judge. If you guys want, if you guys want that horse to live, you're gonna have to speak up. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I gotta wait until like springtime or something like that, so I can fire up the grill in the backyard or something. But no, that horse is a sad-looking horse. It's not. I'm not happy with it. It's just like I look at that horse and it just makes me sad. There should be a joy to art. And that horse just no, that horse makes me sad. I can't say like let it live. See, you guys are gonna be like this about everything, and that's just not gonna work. We're gonna have to think up some rules. Jeremy, take that art that you don't want to a thrift store. Let others. Well, see, yeah, okay, that's a good point. What is there something else I can do with it? No, there really isn't. It has zero value. Like that picture is not. It's not good. It is not a good picture. It has zero value in the world. That's why it must burn. They must all burn. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Just it's like you're gonna make me riot. These are not good pictures, guys. Okay, I know that you guys are very nice. Hey, Dave, how's it going? You guys are very nice. You guys are so nice about complimenting me on my work, but sometimes you guys are just wrong. Sometimes these things are abominations. They don't belong in the world, and we must do something about it. Like we just have to burn them so that other good art can live. You guys think I'm joking too? I am not. There's going to be a purge of art sometime this spring. We'll see when it is. But yeah, I mean, you guys can say it. Like I trust you guys. I actually do. Like you guys will get to have a say in it, and it's not like I have to throw away all of it. Like if you guys like something or whatever, I'll keep it. But that horse is messed up, guys. Jeremy has too much bourbon tonight. It's a messed up horse. I've got so many better horses. Like I've drawn a horse in this style that's just so much better. I don't. I just don't. I just don't feel like keeping things around that aren't representative of where I want to be or where I am currently in my path. Right. Bear's looking good. I like Bear. Bear looks awesome. And then, you know, the process now, like, I'm done. I'm just kind of, you know, adding little touches and stuff like that. I'll probably continue this throughout the night, but I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here in a few minutes. But yeah, it's just continuing that. It's really just a matter of like, how many layers do you want to go? Obviously, all the information here that I wanted to get in here is here. So I felt comfortable just like if I never do anything else with this, I'm pretty happy with it. I think what I'll do is I'll take this and compare it to the other ones I've done in this style and see if it measures up. And then at that point, I'll decide whether or not I'm actually done. But Geppetto, did you put something in Jeremy's drink? Geppetto's the one who told me to burn them all. Geppetto's like, every night when I go to sleep, Geppetto's whispering in my ear like, burn the bad art. Burn the bad art. I'm like, but I don't want to, Geppetto. He's like, burn it. I'm just kidding, guys. You know, basically, I just want to go through it and kind of like just judge whether or not I want to keep this stuff. Anyway, you guys will get a say in it. It'll be fun. We'll do a stream about it. You guys can chime in. I won't burn anything that you guys don't want me to, except for that picture. All right, so I do think that this is about done. I think it looks enough like Bear. I think that there's you want to come up here? Come here, come here. Let's say hi. Come here. You want a treat? I don't have any treats here. Come on, jump it. Come here. Come here. Come on, don't be shy. Come here. Come on. Come on. Ah, she's being shy. If I ignore her, she'll come watch. But anyway, I think this looks enough like Bear that you know, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'll compare it to the other pictures I've done in this style and see if there needs to be any touch-ups. But I'm looking at the reference photo. I'm looking at the dog here, and to me, it looks good. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Wednesday night. Again, I do apologize for not being here on the Tuesday that I wanted to be. But you know, I'll be back tomorrow night as well. I know that's kind of weird, like back to back and stuff, but you know, it's my fault. I'll make it up to you guys. But I think it looks pretty cool. All right, I'm never gonna burn this picture if that makes you guys feel better. She's not coming out there. You don't have any treats. I know I don't have any. Usually I have some treats around here. Come here, come here, come here. There you go. Say hi to the people. All right, so you guys got this picture in front of you that you see, and here's Bear. I think. Hold on. Let me. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Let me grab this. There you go. Bear. Bear, come over here and stand next to your picture. All right. So the lighting in here sucks. There you go. Does it look like her? I think it looks like her. All right. Okay. Anyway, you guys have been great. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Wednesday night. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to work on, but we'll see. Like now that we got Bear out of the way, maybe we'll do Guinness or something like that. But we'll see. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow. Stay cool. Thank you so much. See you guys. Bye.